Hi, it's Suzanne from moonsongdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me. Today's project is another cube box. I seem to be obsessed with cubes at the moment, but I wasn't actually intending to do another one. But I was messing about with this. I'd stamped this. It's just Whisper White cardstock with Wisteria Wonder, and it's the floral stamp from the Woodwords stamp set. And I was just messing around and folding it and unfolding it, and I realised it would make a really lovely box top. I'm not going to take the ribbon off, but one of these flaps is actually stuck down, so the box lid will flip open. So I made the box to fit the lid. And I'll show you how to make it. We need to grab our scoring tool, our Simply Scored, and this is a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is 7.5 inches square, and I will put the measurements imperial and metric on my blog, which is moonsongdesigns.com, and I'm going to score it 2.5 inches on all four sides. Oh. Better. Get rid of the scoreboard, but I'm keeping my stylus because we'll need that for the lid. So I'm going to fold and burnish. Like that. And then we're going to cut up these. It's difficult to see in this light. It's one of those dull grey days. Notch them out. Oops. And cut off, oh, I don't know, a third or so of the square. And for the top of this, I'm going to use some designer series paper, which I've taken from Year of Cheer, which is just a really opulent, beautiful piece. And whoops, you'll see that actually, because it's not done very straight, oh well, it's you don't need much, you don't need a very big piece of card for the lid. So if you think about the 12 by 12 sheet that you get, you can make a lot of lids out of one sheet of DSP. So it's a very economical thing to make. So we're going to put some fuse, and I was thinking actually that this designer series paper, it's perfect for Christmas, but it's also perfect for other times of the year. So you could, if you were having a party, a birthday party, and you wanted table favours, you could use this DSP very easily for that. Let's just make sure I've lined it up before I stick it down. Pop these two inside and like that, and like that. And then I'm just going to make sure they're stuck down properly, and then I'm just going to smooth them out with my scoring tool. Now this is the designer series paper that I'm using for this, and I can't see a ruler anywhere. Where's my ruler gone? Right, well, in the absence of a ruler, oh, there it is. What we need to do is find the middle. Now with this, I actually folded it, and you can't really see it. It's not very prominent, and the ribbon hides it. But I don't want to do that with this. So first of all, we're going to find the middle. Now this cardstock, Ruby, this cardstock is 3.5 inches square. So let's get my fuse out of the way. 3.5 inches square, so it's 1 3/4 of an inch, which is probably easier actually bringing the scoreboard back. So it's 1 3/4 of an inch, using the narrow side of the stylus, just make a mark. So there's your half and there's your 3/4. And do that on all 4 sides. Like that. And then you're going to join those marks up. So there and there, if you can see that, with your score tool, and the same the last one. Like that. And if I've got it right, we should be able to fold these in and burnish them. And they do need burnishing because you need them to stay, you need really good crisp edges, and we'll see whether that fits. So, and indeed it does. I like that. So we're now going to put on just one of these flaps. We're going to put some fuse, like that. Pop the lid back on. Make sure it's in the right place. And there you have the lid of your box. And when you open it, it's just going to flip open like that. Perfect. So now a sentiment, and I've used this stamp set, the Merry Little Labels, and I've just used the For You stamp set, stamp rather, for this. So I need a piece of Whisper White. And do I want to stamp it or do I want to heat emboss it? I think I'm going to heat emboss it in gold. So, assuming I actually pick up the right one this time. As last time I did this, I did copper. Or is it copper? I don't know, what do you think? Where is that? Hang on, let me just have a look. I've got the boxes I made with the gold and the copper, and in fact it's copper. Well, that's typical, isn't it? Let me go and find the copper heat embossing powder, which is here. Oops. Right, so just ink this up like that. Pop it onto your cardstock like that. I'm going to grab a scrap of paper. I'm making sure I've got my copper, not my gold. Just liberally sprinkle that. Now if you have problems getting excess powder like I have here, I don't normally, I was going to say I don't, then the embossing buddy is a fantastic tool. It gets rid of any static. It puts a sort of a powder, it contains a powder and it takes away any finger marks or, you know, anything that would stop the heat and the embossing. It stops the embossing powder sticking where it shouldn't. So let's just scrape away a couple of little bits here, and there we go. And I'm just going to heat emboss this, so you might want to look away now. Plug it in. I've got my computer plugged in at the moment, and here is my heat tool. There you go. And I just love the way it's all glossy and shiny. So, grabbing my label punch, and this is the everyday label punch. Pop it in. Pop the cardstock in. I'm going to have it more towards the bottom than the top because I want to put a hole in. So I need to make sure I leave the space for that. And with my handheld punch, I'm going to try and get it as close to the middle as possible. That's not bad. And then so there's that on that. And then the ribbon we've got out the silver ribbon, but that won't work. And I also got out some white ribbon, which is the one I used on the other box. So I think that's going to work. So move that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that on there like that. This is just to work out how much ribbon I actually need. And then around there like that. So I'm going to chop that off there. Right, so pop that on there. Make sure it's not twisted. And then I will risk tying a bow. I must be daft. And then that, you can make adjustments later. That goes round there like that. And that goes like that. And I'm going to put sort of a half knot. I don't know whether you call them half knots, but you know, just like that, so that this is where you need an extra pair of hands, really. If my cats were any use, and they're not, they would help. She's going to sleep. So that goes in there, like that. That, actually in the white it does look very Christmassy, doesn't it? That, I'm going to tie a knot first, and then I'm going to tie a bow. Correction, I'm going to attempt to tie a bow. That's all right. With the excess, and I'm going to just make sure that this piece is cut on an angle because I think it looks neater and it doesn't fray. So you've got your two boxes, the purple and the white, and I think I probably needed to pull the ribbon a bit tighter because this one is sticking out a bit, but adjust the ribbon. But there's your two boxes, white and a purple, and I think this does look quite snowy and quite a Christmassy looking box, but I think if you paired this with something else, a completely different colour, then it wouldn't do. And then this one isn't Christmassy at all. That would be great for birthdays, Mother's Day, or whatever you wanted. So there's my two cube boxes with their unusual lids. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.